Hey, thanks for checking out this week's Good Advice. I want to talk a little bit about a meeting I had earlier this week. I was talking with someone about, it was a person I was sitting down with, having coffee with, someone pretty far in their career and who has done very well in their career. They've done a great job, some impressive accolades, an awesome resume. And this person was talking about their boss. We were getting coffee. This person was basically saying, like, hey, this is the boss that I'm working for. What do you think? Am I crazy, or am I working for maybe a toxic boss? Now, I won't get into the details of really the exact conversation that I had with this person, but it just reminded me of how easy it is to misunderstand what good leadership is. A lot of times as a boss, we think that being a good boss means telling people what to do, to direct people, to give every answer there is. And that can't be further from the truth. You know, your job as a boss actually is not to be the be all, end all, have every answer, solve every problem kind of person. And my gosh, if you try to be that person, you're going to burn yourself out. If you're even able to do all of those things, then heck, you probably deserve a pretty impressive pay amount as well. But often what happens in the management world is when we sit down with people that we work with, there's a lot of ego involved, there's a lot of insecurity involved. And I honestly feel like some of the best leaders in the world are incredibly transparent and incredibly vulnerable. They're confident in their own skin. They're comfortable as who they are, with the good things they bring to the table and the not so good things. I'm not really great at social media. I'm not great at cutting content, at taking podcast episodes and turning really cool stuff into that. But Brianna, the person who I'm working with for my business, Brianna, she's great at that. She's incredibly gifted at that. And that's something that I'm comfortable saying, you know what? I'm not good at this. See, a lot of times as bosses, we think that our team members are looking to us to be that perfect manager, that perfect leader, when really what they're looking for is someone who can support the efforts that they're doing on a day-to-day basis and otherwise can kind of get out of their way. Remember that your employees are incredible professionals. If that wasn't true, why did you hire them? They're incredible professionals, which means they don't need you to tell them how to do their job. I always think of a really good boss as someone who can inform employees as to the nuances of what's going on a day-to-day basis. You're giving information that they may not know. There's things that as they do their job that they're simply not exposed to in other parts of the business. It's your job to inform them. It's your job to encourage them to try new things according to those circumstances that are constantly changing. And most importantly, they're looking for someone to help them do their job easier, better, more efficiently, and ultimately to get to where they want to go. My friend Brian Sexton, who he's come on the podcast before, incredible professional, incredible guy. He has an awesome quote from Zig Ziglar that he shared with me the other day of how successful people, great leaders, they don't become that way by getting what they want. They become that way by helping enough people get what they want, and in turn, it comes back around. Leadership isn't about control. It's not about beating your people down and keeping them subservient to the things you want to accomplish. And it's really ultimately not about your ego. And if you struggle with that, if you think that maybe that's something that's a challenge for you, I'd start by being open and honest with your team. I'd start by saying, hey guys, I'm not good at this, but I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to learn. And you might be surprised how your team responds. If nothing else, you'll be a heck of a lot farther along than those bosses that are hopelessly not self-aware, that no one likes to work for. It's just something to think about. So that's today's good advice. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more on the podcast. You can check it out on any podcast platform. And I appreciate you following me on the Good Advice newsletter. We'll catch you later. See ya.